Y'all, do you want to see Satan's asshole that we have to stay in? This right here is this yurt. We wanted to take a minute to thank our friends at thebikerlawyers.com. If you're ever in an accident in Iowa or Minnesota, make sure to call and ride the recovery road with the Biker Lawyers. This video is also sponsored by Squid Monster. Thank you, Squid Monster. More on that later. Hey guys, if you're new here, I'm Meg, and this is my motorcycle journey. It is a moto vlog that follows me along on my two-wheeled journey, and cameraman Michael comes along with me. This is footage and a continuation of our epic 8,000-mile journey from Maryland to California and back on two wheels over 25 days. If you haven't already, it would mean the world to Michael and I if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can continue to follow our adventures. We are so appreciative that all of you guys continue to watch our videos because it helps us do the thing we're passionate about, which is explore the world on two wheels. So thank you guys. This is some footage of us coming into California from Oregon. I will tell you that it was probably the roughest day that we had on our entire trip. Not yet, but it got incredibly hot. We actually were not on the coast when we first came into California. We had to ride through a city in Northern California called Redding. You would think that Northern California would not be hot, but it was scorching, like 107 degrees. We were about initially 2 hours off grid at the place that we were staying, and it was just unbearably hot, which you would think that it wouldn't be. You would think that like our day in Death Valley or the heat wave that we experienced later would have been worse. Nope, this was the hottest day that we had the entire time. So you guys are in for some hilarity because this was not a part of the journey that went smoothly. Unfortunately, guys, we had some camera issues with both our GoPro getting hit and scratched by hail and some buzzing going on with our other camera. However, this is me complaining that this is the worst thing that we ever did because I got the bright idea the night before to try to stay in a yurt. Now, the Airbnb listing was a bit misleading. It looked beautiful. It said it was temperature controlled. It was not temperature controlled. It was about 105 when we got there. It was in the middle of nowhere. I asked if it was accessible to motorcycles. They said yes. It was a dirt road for miles.
Agreed, even though
it is hot.
Seasonally appropriate temperatures on the listing. So I'm thinking like they have a stand-up AC unit or some fucking thing, right? No, they have one fucking fan in this place.
The legs are broken.
The lights are broken?
Legs.
Oh, right. It doesn't even stand up. You hear something?
Yes.
No, what pants is this?
I don't know. Whatever animal that was, it was big.
It was really big.
Could have been a squatch.
Didn't you say that squats have human women?
Yes, they do.
Don't you think it's named after me?
Probably.
Oh my god, I don't know why we did this. Why do I try to go on adventures like this?
I don't know. It's been a hell of an adventure today, though.
Tomorrow, I feel like I'm like, we're staying in the Hilton. Oh my god.
We're going to Lauren it tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, and I'm usually not a snob like that, right?
I can't believe I had to draw my gun.
my god. Why are we here? If we could get into another place within like 20 minutes, we would go.
Yeah.
But we're probably like 40 minutes from any other place we could stay.
I think you'll feel better after you take a shower.
No. This is not my favorite part of the journey.
No.
Thank you for taking care of me, Michael. Even though I'm being such a big bitch.
It's all good.
Oh my god, that was just, everything was awful. I have to carry this heavy ass king mattress into that other room.
Possibly. Possibly.
No, wait till you tell her what's going on. I don't care.
Yo, I was so angry. The listing had made this out to be this absolutely beautiful place on a lake with a temperature-controlled yurt. It was in the middle of nowhere. There was one fan with a broken leg. It was 105 degrees. There was bugs everywhere. The gentleman that was staying here that you'll see in 1 minute was a little scary. I bottomed out my motorcycle several times coming down, so needless to say, I was not in the best mental space after 8 hours of hot riding. It said on the listing that there's one spot
Did you not find it?
No, we saw it. We found it. She just didn't want to get in.
It says on the listing that there's one spot that I could get Wi-Fi. Where is that? Y'all, do you want to see Satan's asshole that we have to stay in? This right here is this yurt. The only fan that they have is this fan right here that's broken. So we're stuck staying here in Satan's asshole. It is the hottest thing ever. So miserable. This is the worst part. This is the worst journey adventure we've ever taken.
Pretty hot.
I feel like you need to know that there was bugs in the ceiling. There was spiders on top of us, like things falling on our head. It was disgusting. It was hot. It was awful. So needless to say, we woke up super early because it was incredibly hard to fall asleep, but we did get a couple hours. We got out of there, and on our way out, I had downloaded a map of Northern California because we were totally off grid and had no service whatsoever. Thankfully, we were less than 2 miles out, and there was no civilization anywhere. It had taken us about 45 or 50 minutes to get there from the last sort of town that we saw that was to the east, and we were traveling all the way to the coast to see the redwoods. So we had no service of any kind. They said there was a tiny little bit of Wi-Fi. I got no Wi-Fi at all. So I was a little scared. We went to leave. We weren't even 2 miles out, and we saw a grizzly bear, like a bear that was bigger than our bikes. and it was terrifying. And I tell the story in a little bit more detail, which you will hear in some of our upcoming footage. But dang, that was crazy. It took us about 2.5 hours to get from there to Redwood National Park. But the upside was that the very first town that we came upon in Northern California said it was the home of Bigfoot. And if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that Michael is a fan of Bigfoot. He has a tattoo of Bigfoot on his bike. His bike has a custom paint job, and there is a picture of Bigfoot on the rear fender. So Michael was pretty excited that we were in Bigfoot Town, and he was really excited because the thing that he had been most excited to see before we left on this journey was the redwoods. He'd always wanted to see the big trees. So this was the day, despite our horrific evening, that we got to see the big trees. And I will tell you, I'm glad that it was on his bucket list because dang, like pictures, videos, nothing does it justice. I am really sad that we have the smudge. You guys can see the smudge probably on our camera lens from the hail. We were able to replace it when we got home, but we weren't near civilization, like major civilization, for several days until after this, when we rode the Pacific Coast Highway, which was amazing. And you guys will see all of that footage in our next episode. But you know, you see a million pictures of people at the redwoods, and you see them standing next to the redwoods, and it seems cool. But in real life, you just really cannot describe how insanely massive these trees are and how small they make you feel. So it was a really cool part of our journey across country. I feel like this trip expanded Michael and I's worldview, changed who we are as people and riders, and it was the coolest thing that we ever did. So I am forever grateful that you guys have made this a possibility for us to do the thing that we're most passionate about, which is moto touring, and that we get to take you guys along with us. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys will be as blown away as I was at the redwoods, although, like I mentioned, I just don't feel that the videos or the pictures give you an accurate sense of how enormous the trees are.
Oh, I didn't have it recorded.
Right?
That's what she said.
You know what, Michael? We've done all the things on your bucket list thus far.
We're getting there.
No, you gave me for this trip, which is like pulling teeth to get you to tell me things that you like. Look at that. You know, it's really weird. Like they're like branch structure, and they're like needles. Like they don't look like other pine trees, you know?
Well, they're not. They're the fucking redwoods.
Like, look how big that is.
I
How
know.
many people do you think it would take to get your arms around it?
I don't know, a lot. Look at them back there, Jesus. And we just got into the park.
I mean, look at this one up here. I need to look at this one real quick, and then we'll get back on the bike. But, like, see what I mean? Like how they have, like, layers of pine needles?
Yeah.
Well, it was rough getting here, but I'm glad we came because it's cool as shit.
I mean, I've never seen any trees like that.
Like, this was the roughest day by far.
Yeah.
Far that we've had on this trip.
I think it's not over yet.
No, the living is easy tonight, Michael.
We'll see.
I am a little worried about the gas,
Yeah.
though. Look at this thing. It looks like, first of all, this looks like a ball sack. The old man ball sack. But like, the rest of it, like, look at this shit. It's like we're little tiny ant people.
Look how high.
It's like a regular tree, right?
I mean, you need like a 12-foot long chainsaw to cut it down. How the
I
hell?
don't think you could cut it down.
Dude, that's crazy.
Look at that thing right there.
I mean, I've known they were. Stand right there for comparison.
Look at this. We do need to take pictures of this.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
I wonder if this is where Lance and Peggy did it.
Did I just wipe shit all over my face?
No.
You didn't tell me my whole face was black when I went in to eat breakfast. This is f***ing ginormous. We need to take pictures of it.
I mean, it's the first tree we saw. We haven't been to the park for 15 seconds. You stopped, threw on the e-brake. I get it.
Have you seen anything that
No.
A giant? It's giant. Look at these things. They're everywhere.
What the hell? There's a...
You know what? We should have just... You're right. We should have got up in the middle of the night last night and just rode here.
I told you.
Actually, no. We could not have survived that bear attack in the middle of the night. It was probably a bear last night when we were walking back.
It probably was a bear.
Like, that was big animal. Like, the way that it moved and you could hear it.
Yeah.
Guys, here was Michael's bucket list before we went, okay? We were going to see 3 things on Michael's bucket list and 3 things on Megan's bucket list. And then we added something little in there because I had to cut it down. Originally, I had, like, I don't know, like...
8.
God, so many more things. But 3.5 weeks is already a really long time. So we had Glacier was on your list. And seeing a bear.
That was it.
We've seen 2 bears. And one just like in the wild. And then the third thing was redwoods. And mine was the Pacific Coast Highway, which we're doing tomorrow. Zion and the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. So if no one gets rear-ended.
I mean, we saw all your bucket list things first.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Do you think they're going to be bigger trees? Do you think?
I do.
Okay, let's get on the road.
Guys, it was just the coolest thing. I felt like I was like in like a fairy tale story with the redwoods. So our plan was to come in through Oregon, cut across to the coast, to the very top of Northern California, at Redwood National Park, and then ride down the Pacific Coast Highway to the San Francisco Alameda area because 2 of Michael and I's friends, my very close friends, Meg and Steph, who have both been on the channel before, live there. So we were stopping for the evening to see them and hang out, and we will have footage in our next video of that. But this is us starting at the very top. I had vowed that we were not going to stay anywhere except for somewhere incredibly nice that evening, which we ended up doing, which you will see. But dang, was this rough. We were hot. We hardly slept. We were dirty. We didn't eat a lot. So for everybody that says, like, I took way too much stuff and blah, 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 it was... really, we did have some actual rough times. I'm glad we had our first aid kit because something could have gone wrong. I'm glad we had the ability to carry more fuel if we needed. We almost ran out of gas on 2 occasions on this trip, which you'll hear a little bit more about. We did not run out of gas, thankfully. At times, we pulled over and stopped to help 2 separate people on the side of the road. Michael plugged a tire. You'll see some of that in some of the subsequent videos. As I've mentioned before, our travel videos don't do all that well. I'm not sure why, because in my opinion, it is my favorite part of motorcycling. Just being able to see the world on 2 wheels, feel the wind in my face, smell the smells, see all the things, the temperature changes. There's nothing like it. Traveling in a car just does not give you the same experience. Quickly, I have some channel announcements. We are really excited because speaking of amazing parts of the country, Michael and I will be doing our annual channel anniversary ride, which is typically in the middle of October because we started our channel 3 years ago, guys. Thank you so much for all your support. We'll be celebrating that at the Tail of the Dragon, which is, for those of you that are not very familiar with the area, half in North Carolina, half in Tennessee. We will be there on October 14th. I will be providing additional details soon regarding exactly the time and the meetup location. But if you are in that area and you don't get to ride with us often, we hope that you will come out and ride with us and have a great time celebrating our channel anniversary. Another announcement is that we just finished our last photo shoot for our calendar. We put out a calendar every year, which is me and various motorcycles. It's a little on the sexy, not safe for work side. It's more of a garage calendar. So if you have ordered it in previous years, you know what to expect. But I do think this is going to be the best year ever. And we will have that calendar up for pre-sale in October. So thank you to all of y'all that have bought a calendar in the past. It helps support our journey. We do not take money out of the channel except for to pay for upgrades and maintenance to the bikes and our travel, food, etc. expenses. So we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, truly. We're also going to be launching a bigger merch site. Should be out next week. So when that comes out, I will be linking that, and we're going to have sort of some funny, non-traditional merch, but we will also be selling our calendars on that website. So I am hopeful that if you guys are interested, you will check that out. Look at this thing. This is insane, right?
It's big as another old over there.
Hold on. I feel like it's not... I feel like it doesn't even do it justice, right?
It definitely doesn't.
I feel like you can't tell. What if I did a cano that went down and all the way up? Do you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yo, these trees are crazy. It's crazy how big this tree is. I feel like you can't really tell from this video, but it is insane how big this tree is. Look at this thing. Oh, I forgot I'm not allowed to do that. Damn. Yeah, so I wish that I could show you guys better because I feel like it's not doing it justice. I want to walk all the way around it. Do you think I can walk all the way around it? I'm not gonna fall in, am I? Guys, look at this thing. Holy moly. I'm still walking around it. This is the same tree. This is one ginormous frickin' tree. Look at this thing. I could climb in that fold. Oh. Is this maybe I shouldn't go on this side. Looks like it might be beavers or something. This is crazy. Michael. It's weird if you stomp on this.
Yeah, that's it's hollow.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It's crazy. Hold on. So for those of you who are familiar with California, you will know that there comes a point when Route 1 that rides along the coast sort of comes away from the coast, and you ride through some more of the beautiful redwoods. And it's amazing because it's really hot in that area, like seriously, 90-ish degrees. And now this was early in the morning. This was the following morning. And you're in the redwoods, and all of a sudden you start to feel the temperature drop like 20 degrees, and you can smell the ocean air. And this is us coming from that portion of the redwoods into the Pacific Coast Highway. And our next video is some of the most breathtaking footage we took the entire time, which is us riding along the Pacific Coast Highway. I had heard prior to us leaving on this trip that the Pacific Coast Highway was the best motorcycle road in the country. So I had high expectations, and it did not disappoint. It was beautiful. You would just swing back and forth from the trees to the ocean. As you can see right here, this is sort of our first taste of just coming around, and you see like a cliff, and there's the ocean. So it was our initial plan to ride down to Monterey and potentially through Big Sur. Unfortunately, a portion of the road was closed, and we did not make it all the way down there because it just did not make sense with the way the rest of our trip, the direction that we were traveling to. But man, was it amazing. We had beautiful weather, finally. We had gone through so much rain in Montana and Idaho and South Dakota that we really needed this day of just absolutely beautiful scenery, beautiful weather, bringing us back to life after some of the rougher times that we had. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this beautiful footage. This was the trip of a lifetime. We are leaving on a tour this weekend, so when you guys are watching this, we will be on our second moto tour to West Virginia, and we are so excited for the group of folks that are coming with us. We plan to do more tours next year. I had a number of you say you couldn't make this, but you'd like to make one next year. And we have a little surprise, which is we will be doing tours to New River Gorge in West Virginia, where we're doing this tour, but we will also be doing tours from Maryland down to North Carolina for the Tail of the Dragon to go ride that. So if y'all have been interested but unable to go on the tours, stay tuned for information on 2024 tours, and we look forward to riding with you guys. Again, thank you for this amazing opportunity, guys. You're the greatest. Ride safe, and don't forget to go ahead and subscribe.